Hey guys, it's Jess and I'm back with another design team post for the Hedgehog Hollow. Today I'm going to be creating a cute little scene with one of the bee themed images from the August box for 2020. I will have everything that I'm using linked down below in case you guys want to check it out, or if you have any questions you can always drop me a comment as well. So I started off by stamping out the little beehive or bee box. I don't know if there's an exact term for this thing. There probably is. I just don't know what it is. A bee box. Let's call it a bee box. I stamped out the bee box, and then I stamped a second copy of that image on a piece of full sticky back post-it note. This is like an inverse of a regular post-it where normally there's like one little line of sticky and then the rest of it is loose. This one is all sticky except for the one little line that's not. This is perfect for masking. I absolutely love these things and they're pretty cheap as well, so I like to buy a few packs of these and have them on hand for whenever I need them. So then I'm taking a pair of nice sharp scissors and cutting out around the edge of the bee box. You do want to get a really close cut on this, and I would even say you can cut on top of the line. That way when you do your ink blending, you don't have weird like white spots or white border around the edges when you do ink blending over top of this. Now when I'm doing my ink blending here, I'm starting with the lighter color and then I go in with a darker color to kind of add a little bit of interest to this. I started off with Mowed Lawn and then I moved on to peeled paint, and then eventually I did also add some forest moss as well. What I like to do with my sky and grass sort of backgrounds is I blend up to a point and then I fade it out so that the color is very, very light as it goes towards the white. I add the darker color down at the bottom, and then when I flip my panel around to do my ink blending in the sky, I do the same. So I start with my lightest color and then I add on the darker colors progressively, and then I leave sort of a little bit of white space in between where the sky and the ground meet, because I find that it gives the effect of a horizon and it looks really nice for the ink blending to not kind of just mush together. I don't know. I like the way that this looks. If you guys like it, feel free to do that as well. But there's just something nice about that little gap there. Once I'm done with my ink blending, I did go ahead and remove the mask, and then I got started on some coloring with alcohol markers. For today's video, I am using Spectrum Noir Classique markers. This is an alcohol-based marker, similar to Copics, but the price point is quite a bit lower. So they work really nicely, though they're not really the same as in these ones that I'm using have a bullet tip on one side and a chisel tip on the other, so they don't have the brush tip. I did go ahead and add in a little bit of the darker color here at the bottom because I felt like it needed a little bit more. Originally, I was trying to use that as a shadow, but the ink blending bit was a little too big, so I ended up going back later with some markers and trying to fix that. This first marker that I'm using is actually running out of ink, so I did end up switching to a darker color, and then I sort of got a darker color overall than I originally anticipated, but that's okay. I just need a refill on that one. I'm going to go ahead and pop on some music while I do the coloring, and I'll be back with you guys to finish off the card. All right, our coloring is just about finished, so I'm back and ready to finish off the rest of the card. I hope you guys enjoy the coloring portion there. If you did, be sure to let me know so that I can keep including that. And if you'd prefer not to see the coloring, I can always include the time for you guys to skip forward and miss that. For the rest of the card, I decided to keep it fairly simple. I wanted to do some heat embossing on my ink blended background. Before you do this, you are going to want to make sure that your background is completely dry, which does take a little while if you're using a lot of ink like I do. I tend to be a little heavy-handed. If you don't wait, all that embossing powder is going to stick to the whole entire ink blended background and it'll be just a giant mess. So make sure that your background is really nice and dry. You can use a heat tool if you need to get it dry. Apply that sticky ink with your sentiment there. I use the I believe in you. And then I went ahead and trimmed the card panel down to 3.75 by 5. I've been enjoying this smaller size for the panel on the front. So it gives a nice larger white border around the outside. I don't know. I like it because especially with the simple cards, if you're doing a scene, I don't know. I feel like it gives it a little bit more impact. I'm not sure, but it looks nice to me, so I'm going to keep doing it. Yay! Pretty much finished off the card. I just did go back in with a green alcohol marker and add in some grass. I just wanted it to look, I don't know, I felt like it looked a little plain and it needed a little bit more interest. So I started with a darker color, added in a bunch of little grass sprout pieces, and then I went in with an even lighter color and did the same thing just to kind of give it some variation. I didn't cover the whole entire background, but I wanted to just add a little bit of interest and a little bit of extra detail to my scene, and I think that really helped it kind of connect and all look really cohesive with the whole scene there. That finished off the card, you guys. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in another one really soon.